Hello everyone, I am Shardul Karve from group number 5 and along with my teammates, we are going to present an analysis on the food delivery industry. So the online food delivery market in India is growing in tandem with evolving lifestyle patterns and eating habits of India. Hectic work schedules and rising disposable incomes along with the current pandemic scenario, this industry is expected to grow even more. Online food delivery assist individuals in ordering and receiving their desired food products at their doorsteps. It involves browsing to website or application, selecting from a wide variety of cuisines available, and making the payment through different methods. The website application updates the user about the expected duration of food preparation and delivery. At the end of the year 2019, the online food delivery market in India was valued at around 3.6 US billion dollars. So now let us talk a bit history about this industry. The food tech wave hit the Indian shores at the beginning of the decade when the first restaurant listing platforms were launched. Over time, as partnerships between the restaurants and the food tech players deepened, the model evolved into an aggregator model, which focused on restaurant discovery and demand generation. While the aggregator model did well to address restaurant discovery and demand generation, it fell short on addressing the supply side economics as well as consumer experience, which was very broken due to many different reasons. These need gaps in the market gave birth to hyperlocal or on-demand aggregators whereby these startups evolved to own the entire food stack. Now, we are witnessing the fourth evolution of the sector during the times of COVID pandemic, where large established food tech unicorns are leveraging their service expertise and customer base to expand into adjacent sectors. From this flowchart, you can see as to how the food tech evolution has been in India, starting from listing platforms which were initiated by brands such as Just Dial and Zomato to quick commerce, again led by Zomato, Swiggy, and Dunzo. The sector experienced a huge surge in 2014 and 15, both in terms of startup inception and investment rounds, where more than 850 food tech startups were founded in 2015 and 2016 alone. The 2015 surge was followed by a phase of recalibration in the later 2 years, where many single brand cloud kitchen startups like Daiso, Spoonjoy, Eatlo, and Eat On Go, which enjoyed a healthy start, either had to shut their businesses or get acquired by other huge businesses. Fasos, which emerged strong in this segment, provided a multi brand cloud kitchen model and rebranded itself as Rebel Foods. After a city level proof of viable unit economics, the food delivery segment witnessed a resurgence in 2018 when both Swiggy and Zomato raised large amounts of fundings. Now, considering the continuous surge the industry has witnessed in this year, the online food delivery market in India is expected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 30.55% up to the year 2024. It is expected to generate a revenue of around 1,334 billion rupees and develop a user base of 300.5 million by 2024. Major players currently operating in the Indian online food delivery market include platform to customer service providers like Swiggy, Fresh Menu, and Zomato. Apart from this, there exist certain companies that operate with a restaurant to customer delivery model like Boxed, Domino's, and KFC.
Now we're going to talk about Swiggy. When Swiggy started out in 2014, it was seen as a late entrant to an already overcrowded market. The online ordering and delivery business was not considered an attractive one back then. And Zomato, the leader in food tech, had decided not to expand its delivery business as it was seemingly messy and unviable. Yet, in less than 4 years, Swiggy is part of the much worried league of unicorn startups. It has also forced an about turn from Zomato, which is now investing hundreds of crores of rupees to catch up with Swiggy, which sits pretty at the top of the online food ordering business. In 2018, Swiggy raised $210 million at a valuation of $1.3 billion, marking an important milestone. To put it in perspective, Flipkart, which is widely regarded as India's most successful startup, took little over 6 years to enter the billion-dollar club. Swiggy, which was launched in Bengaluru neighborhood took reached the same mark in less than 4 years, becoming the fastest startup to become a unicorn. Swiggy is literally the only internet consumer startup from 2014-15 hyper funding wave that continues to thrive. Swiggy achieved this feat through sharp focus on logistics. Swiggy's success is part of a bigger trend in the startup ecosystem. Companies that have controlled the entire value chain of customer experience have triumphed over pure marketplaces. Swiggy got a lot of things right, but driving force behind its success is its excellent logistics express operations. When Swiggy started out, it was fashionable for startups to avoid getting their hands dirty and focus on building a cool app rather than taking up the task of building a supply chain. The likes of Zomato, Tiny Owl, and Food Panda built marketplaces that connected consumers to restaurants, but outsourced the delivery to either restaurant or third party logistics. In 2015, even Flipkart was cutting its logistics operations, a mistake that it would later reverse. However, Swiggy was convinced that the only way to crack the food delivery market was to build a logistics network. Now, most food tech businesses are taking control of their own delivery fleet. Two things stand out about Swiggy. One, they are truly customer obsessed. They were able to figure out that the delivery experience in the food delivery market was broken. Two, Harsha and the founders focused on building a strong management team, which from a very early stage. Not many startups do that. The second point was that Swiggy catch the trend early. While India was experiencing an unprecedented Indian startup funding boom, investors the world over were also starting to become wary of the food delivery business, questioning whether it was possible to have a sustainable and sound business model. Most food delivery startups were running in hundreds of crores of losses. They built a complementary team. With Swiggy, the trio attempted something no other food ordering startup in India has had ever done. They invested in building a proper logistics network with a vast fleet of their own delivery boys. This at a time when many restaurants were not convinced that about the online channel. Swiggy invested in large sales force to bring and keep restaurants like Truffles and others on board. It also invested in building technology to make logistics network more efficient, ensure it's sustainable. While ordering volumes remained high for Swiggy as compared to rivals, the company's losses jumped 65 times for the year ended March 2016, according to regulatory documents filed with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. As the part of their move to build a more sustainable business, Swiggy spent 200 most of the 2016 focusing on reducing costs by making its logistics network more efficient. It also started outsourcing some deliveries by tying up with third party logistics. It increased the delivery cost and surge pricing during peak hours. On the first day of Swiggy, the three delivery partners were the three entrepreneurs that started this business. They had a grand total of 0 orders. In the first month, this is what the scoreboard looked like. They had 5 restaurant partners, 35 orders in the month, and 3 delivery partners. That were the entrepreneurs that started Swiggy. At the first anniversary in August 2015, the number looked like 2000 plus restaurant partners, 2.3 lakh orders in the month, 3600 plus delivery partners. And fast forward to October 2017, 19,000 plus restaurant partners, 44 lakh plus orders in the month, and 19,000 plus delivery partners. This is the investing trend of Swiggy. Total funding being $155 million Founded in August 2014, operations in 8 cities and monthly orders 4 million.
Now, talking about Zomato. Zomato was founded as Foodie Bay in 2008 and was renamed as Zomato Media Private Limited in 2010. In 2011, Zomato expanded across India and launched its mobile app. In 2012, the company expanded operations internationally in countries like UAE, Sri Lanka, UK, etc. Furthermore, in 2013 and 2014, Zomato continued to expand its operations internationally and made an acquisition of 5 companies, which included Menu Media, Lunchtime.cz, etc. In 2015, Zomato launched its services in Canada, Lebanon, and Ireland, and made further acquisitions of companies. In 2017, the Zomato introduced membership program Zomato Gold, and in 2019, Zomato launched its Bloomland and introduced videos on its platform. In 2020, Zomato made a major acquisition of Uber Eats and introduced contactless delivery. Furthermore, talking about the funding, Zomato has been able to capture total funding of $243.8 million, which includes a major chunk from each company. Before Edge, in 2018, Zomato was able to raise the highest investment from Alibaba's payment affiliate and a financials, and in 2020, Zomato was able to raise $114 million. The success story, as described by the founders of Zomato, is that the primary reason behind this success is hiring of the correct people. Zomato believes its ability to cross-sell its several offerings to customers brings a high chance of success. Zomato's customer acquisition cost is lower than that of others due to advertising listing business. Zomato doubled down on spending for captive delivery fees, mass marketing, discounts for customer acquisition, incentives to gain captive restaurant supply, and senior management hire. The unit economics and cost efficiency of Zomato is lower than others. Zomato's diversified place helps to tap the customers, determining the needs of different areas in India and making changes accordingly in the business model has helped Zomato. Zomato never lost its sight of its customer and has the first mover advantage. Zomato continued to attract great attention from series of interesting investors. Now, talking about the revenue model of Zomato, it acquires a major chunk of revenue from the food delivery and the second major chunk from the advertising and the listing business of Zomato. The other two are Gold and Hyper Pure Sourcing. The growth story of Zomato is that the company turned a unicorn in 2018. It clocked a revenue of $205 million in first half of financial year 2020, which exceeded total revenue of financial year 2019. Currently, Zomato has three business segments, which include food delivery, dining out, and sustainable. The order volumes in top 15 cities have doubled in last 12 months. Zomato has claimed that the average monthly transacting users have increased by 211% in comparison to financial year 2019 and financial year 2020. The average monthly active restaurants have increased by 177%, and average monthly active delivery partners have increased by 308%. The revenue grew by 81% since 2017 and in first half of 2020. The revenue grew by 81% in 2017 and in 2020, the revenue rose by 225%. If we compare Swiggy and Zomato, Swiggy has taken a lead if we talk about the daily orders, valuation, delivery partners, and total funding. But if we talk about the revenue and losses, Zomato has a lead over Swiggy.
Hi, I'm Ritik Singh. So now coming to the pastel analysis of the industry, first coming to the political factors. The Indian government puts more focus on the ease of doing business in the country and it encourages FDI. FDI as a whole benefited the industry as a whole. The government puts emphasis on the skill development among the youth who will eventually help many people with skills and knowledge. This industry also demands and requires skilled people to enable it to penetrate and establish itself to the market. In this case, Zomato and Swiggy can hire people from Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana program that develops skills of the youth. Now coming to the economic factors. After the organized industry was established in 2013, the industry achieved an overwhelming growth by 3348%. There's potential rise in services prices after the country announced an increase in service tax from 12.36% to 14%. This has affected the economic well-being of the industry as a whole. The industry also offers employment to thousands of people and has managed to solve the unemployment problems of the country. The company attracts several investment as well as funding from government and foreign investment. Now coming to the socio-cultural factors. In the last 6 years, since the inception of Zomato and Swiggy and other food delivery platform, this has turned out to be the country's favorite online restaurant discovery tool. However, it has influenced the manner in which individuals select their preferred restaurant. The changing lifestyle patterns and income levels of the Indian working population, because many young people and new age working couples like to dine out. User engagement in its website is therefore critical for customer participation. Now coming to the technological factors. Technology had made the work easy and has made the experience hassle-free for the selecting the restaurants. The restaurant information is customized in a manner that the customer obtains the information without necessarily making a hassle. Technology also makes the company having a good business model that keeps the customer information. The only thing customer is required to do is log on and use the service and order from these platforms. Environmental factors. Since the industry is a service-based industry, it has no significant environmental impacts. But owing to increasing awareness, many services have started providing biodegradable cutlery and shifted its focus to keep the use of plastic at its plastic to minimum. Legal factors. The different companies like Zomato and Swiggy are since fall under the umbrella of Indian law. Hence, they must comply with all the regulations and that all technology firms maintain in the country. This ensures that it is used effectively without being subjected to abuse. Now, critical success story. So, since we can see as we can see this in the flow chart, the customer satisfaction lies at the heart of it, which ultimately drives the success of online food ordering services. Now, my colleague will continue.
The technological disruption has brought great changes in the food delivery business. The food delivery business has benefited greatly from the technological disruption in recent times. Technological upgradation have helped these online aggregators in reducing costs significantly. Automation by introducing chatbots, which provide order information to the user on their fingerprints, making the experience hassle-free. Also, the customer experience has been personalized a lot due to onset of the cheap internet, which has made these services more accessible to everybody. Live order tracking, filters, ensuring restaurants based on the past orders and the preferences of the customers has become a norm now. Moving on, we have seen that easier access to more advanced technology has opened up the food delivery business to even roadside stalls in current times compared to a few years ago, where the food delivery business was limited to a very few restaurants such as Domino's. The rapid growth has also enabled great success for the startups such as Zomato and Swiggy, both of which have become unicorns, and Swiggy was even the fastest unicorn to come out of India. Technological advancements have also resulted in several additional services being offered to the provided customer, such as live order tracking, faster processing, and faster grievance redressal as well. Future advancements may result in even further growth of the industry and more competition, as the industry is currently dominated by two players only, which are Zomato and Swiggy. Also, we have seen the rise of the food tech startups thanks to the digital disruption. Also, the Patna-based startup Rail Resto has started venturing on a bit different land since its collaboration with IRCTC. It helps users get their meals delivered on train stations. Users just need to enter their train number and the ticket number, and the meal will be delivered to them on time. Also, we have seen the concept of cloud kitchens on the rise. Cloud kitchen is a primarily restaurant kitchen that only accepts incoming orders through an online ordering system. We have seen a huge influx of companies, and one of the most famous ones from the coming out of cloud kitchen is Behroz Biryani, which only offers food delivery services, and they do not offer any kind of dine-in or takeout services. Now moving forward, my colleague will take over.
So what are the factors favoring the growth of online delivery and cloud kitchens? Since there is no requirement for a premium location, a lot cost of living is done on basis of rentals, especially in metro cities. The home delivery trend, which is rapidly gaining momentum and giving jerks to fine dining restaurant revenues, primarily because of a shift in customer preferences and an increased sense of hassle in dining out. After a day's hard work, people don't want to get stuck in a longer traffic to get to their favorite restaurant and have their favorite meal. Another thing is the ease of operation provided by apps such as Zomato, which include a range of restaurants, ordering processes, multiple and easy payment options, and online updates on delivery make the whole process very easy to understand and make more and more people to take online on food delivery options. Proper marketing, and some of the examples are Deliveroo, which is an online food ordering portal, has introduced their own dark kitchens into the play by naming them as Deliveroo's editions to focus on delivering fast food to customers on time without any compromise. With the introduction of such dark kitchens, they are called food delivery portals. They create a monopoly market where the customer gets to order from the portal's very own kitchens and deliver them with more priority when compared to other listed restaurants. In India, Redbox introduced some small kiosks in multiple cities aiming to run as a takeaway and delivery only kitchen. With very less menu options and faster delivery times, Redbox also became one of the successful kitchens out in India. Finally, the conclusion is technology, which has been a driving force in the growth of online food delivery and hence cloud kitchens. Future developments of technology which enable more personalized services and improvements in key deliverables by using robot deliveries, voice ordering, and drone deliveries will further enable growth of this sector. The area is also likely in case of Oyo and Cafe Coffee Day and creating more supply and delivery combinations, which will enable more options for the customers and hence push the growth of the industry. In a country such as India with rising incomes and both partners working in almost every family, the trend of online food delivery and hence cloud kitchens are only bound to increase. So that's why we are indeed living in an era of disruption. Thank you.